You know, recently there was the 7.7 magnitude earthquake on March 28th in Myanmar, and more than 3,400 people lost their lives, many hospitals temporarily destroyed, and, you know, it's incredibly challenging to get help there. 4,600 people have been injured, and many people are simply being treated in tents. And Cheryl, I know you're tracking very closely with this story.
Yeah, it's really crazy to think of all the hospitals destroyed, and then you have all these injured people. And this last weekend, of course, the hard-hit areas were lashed by heavy rain and extreme temperatures. So rain and wind, you know, you can imagine if you're living in a makeshift tent that you just kind of put up, you can see in the photos here, or camping in the open, just crazy. So they were completely soaked, and then the temperatures were extreme at 37 degrees Celsius. And experts are saying these two things could cause outbreaks of disease, the heat and the water, including cholera among the survivors. So if you're looking for prayer points, please pray they're protected from that disease. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, and indeed. So keep praying. I mean, there has been a bright spot, which was interesting, a miracle recovery about 5 days after the earthquake. 2 men in 2 different areas were pulled from the rubble after about 3 days, and experts say that it's unlikely to find someone alive. So this was very miraculous.
Yeah, actually, after 72 hours, they say there's no more hope. And yet here we see 5 days later, these men being pulled out. So there's always miracles happening in the midst of pain. And, you know, the challenge right now is these recovery efforts. There's a civil war going on.
Right.
And, you know, even after the ceasefire was declared, the government was still bombing some of the areas that were hit by the earthquake because they're areas of resistance, and also stopping aid from being delivered to areas that are considered not government friendly. But the one benefit we have is the church. So the church is everywhere. I mean, it's in the government friendly areas, it's in the government unfriendly areas, and the people live in those towns.
Okay.
So when we get funds to them, these 1,200 churches that we're networked with can go and deliver aid, and they're experienced in aid because they were already helping. There was so much poverty with the Civil War that people were already doing this aid. So they can make it happen in a local context. And this is the church being the church. We shine in times of destruction, and we want to help them do that. That's literally why we choose to partner with networks of churches, so that they can be the visible expression of God's hand and feet, his love.
Well, that's right. And that's what Crossroads Cares is doing. You're partnering with 1,200 churches across the region, providing emergency medical assistance, delivering medical supplies, sanitary items. What are you hearing about on the ground, Cheryl, what you guys are doing in this hands-on kind of way? What more are you hearing?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things is really to make sure that people have basic living conditions like relief supplies and things like mosquito nets to prevent malaria, blankets, emergency lighting because there's no power, and really trying to improve the living conditions of those who are displaced, things like food and clean water, nutritious food so that they can be strengthened. You know, so many people have lost their homes and livelihoods. And, you know, we're looking for right now our partners, the most desperate, the most vulnerable. So whether people are injured or living with a disability, extreme poverty, elderly, things like that, we're absolutely focusing on that.
Well, you think about if you're living in that situation, so there's been a natural disaster, you have an unstable socioeconomic position, and also you're physically challenged in some way, or perhaps you're experiencing poverty, and then someone connected to Crossroads Cares comes and brings these simple items to you that literally could save your life or the lives of your family members. And this is something that we can't do without you. And I know, Cheryl, so many of our viewers at home, our partners at home, have been giving and sharing generously to bring relief and to be the hands and feet of Jesus all the way across the globe. Cheryl, tell us more about what the partners are doing.
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the things that we see is that you can tell people that God loves them, but if you don't show them that God loves them, they're kind of like, yeah, okay, that's your religion, you know, whatever. Like, you have to show it. And I think when you're in a place where you've lost your home, where you've been injured, you lost your family members and you're in grief, and someone comes and they show you kindness and love, it makes a difference. And that's why we want to be there to let people know, yeah, God sees you. He hasn't forgotten you. You know, you're in this remote area. People are stopping aid coming to you, but here we are with clean water and food. And that message is the heart of God. We are showing the heart of God. I know it's tough times right now, but if you have anything that you can give, we would so appreciate that. And we'll make sure that it gets to Myanmar and to those people that are surviving. That number is 1-800-265-3100. You can give online at crossroads.ca/relief. And Laura, I can't thank people enough. All the things we've done over the years to try to respond when people are hurting. We've had so many faithful viewers who sometimes give sacrificially, like they don't do one thing so that they can do this. you guys have the love of Jesus. I hope you know that. We see it, and we're so grateful. And it encourages us in the kinds of things we're trying to do around the world.
Yes.
It's just such a beautiful expression of the true heart of God.
It is, and we're so thankful for you and all that you do. And we are always praying for you that God would bless you and keep you. We'll see you next time.